Okay. We now have vertical collision as well as jumping. So here is a random gameplay test scene that I hard-coded. We also have the red debug line going to the position 0, 0. And as you can see, we have the runner jumping around. The speed is a little too fast, but everything's kind of temporary for now. If you notice the red line, this goes to the top left corner of the level. That is 0, 0 position. And in terms of Y, positive number means going down. Left and right is negative and positive, as usual. So starting from the very top left of the level, which is 0, 0 position, we expand to the right and to the bottom. I also marked the edges with yellow. So things are working quite nicely. If I look at the gameplay test scene number 1, you should see the brick that I hard-coded, bricks that I hard-coded. Here it is. So it's pretty simple. We just set positions. The size of the bricks and the collisions are already defined. So we tell the computer where the bricks are, and that's pretty much it. Now, if we go to another scene called gameplay test scene number 2, so this is just an empty scene. The setup is exactly the same as gameplay test scene number 1. The difference is I can now use the editor. So inside the editor, I can use the arrow keys to move around the camera. In this level, or in this scene, the camera is not chasing the player. And I can use the mouse and start putting in whatever, or start putting in the bricks wherever I want. This is very bad level design, but let me just show you what's going on. You might also notice the green dot here. It doesn't exactly follow the mouse because we want when we have a level editor, we want individual elements to stick to the grid. So the green dot is going to be always at the nearest grid position to your mouse position. So I can just place bricks wherever I want. Right now, I only have bricks. Later on, I might add a lot more other elements. And I can go back to gameplay test scene number 2, and we see the bricks in the gameplay. Now, the placement of the bricks is just completely random, so don't mind those. The point here is that things are working nicely. The camera speed is also not set up nicely, but everything's just in a test phase right now. And I'm happy that the collider is working and the editor is working. We have vertical collision as well as horizontal collision. And this is now somewhat looking like a platformer. Right now, the fall it's just a linear decrease of the runner position. Obviously, that will be changed too. A lot more details will be added. And games like Super Mario and Super Meat Boy will be taken into consideration because I'm heavily affected by them, influenced by them. I love those games. What else is there to talk about? So I talked about the collisions, the jump, the debug lines, and the level editor. So that is pretty much all for today. for the next video. I haven't exactly decided. Like I said, I might do detailed jump, because if everything is linear, the jump up isn't linear. We have, if I remember this correctly, so the first frame when you jump, we have the highest up force, and as you reach your highest point, you start to lose momentum and then fall. So that's one thing that's not linear right now. And even that, we're probably going to need more details in the equation, how we set up the up force. Because you might decide to hold the jump button or let it go really quickly, depending on how much you want to jump and how far you want to go, and so on. And those little details are, in my opinion, what makes it the core of the gameplay, and it's also what makes the game interesting. So for games that are like Super Mario 1 and Super Meat Boy, where the air control, you're running, basically you're controlling the very control of the character is a main part of the overall game design. There isn't complex combat or anything else. It's just mostly detailed physics that makes the game enjoyable. And that's the direction I'm going for. Maybe later on I might add more stuff, but for now, I think the important part is coming up with a game design and physics and level editor that's really interesting. So I might talk about that in the next video. And other things that are in my mind are, obviously we don't want just bricks. We want a lot of other stuff, maybe turtles, Goombas, fireballs, pipes, trees and houses and whatnot, clouds, the sun. I also plan on adding more color based on the Dracula theme. So more colors, more elements will hopefully make the game slightly more interesting. Also the animations. Right now I just have a bunch of arrows and a stick figure. Even though this is a 640 by 380 resolution game window, a single frame is going to have low resolution, but you could have many frames that make up an animation. So even though the resolution might be slow, you could have a really smooth animation. So if you use lots of frames per movement, right now I'm only using 4, but if you go with something like 16, 30, or 32, that might be a little too much, but I might have to test things out. And also test my drawing skills, which is horrible. So I'm going to have to see what happens, but right now, what's in my head is I want lots of frames to show smooth movement. So there's lots of stuff to do. Oh, right now, let's see if I can find. Okay, so right now the bricks are just being saved in an array, meaning if I refresh the game, it's all going to be gone. The level design is not being saved to a file. So if I press F5 and completely refresh everything, the bricks are gone. It's just in an array right now. And later, you'll be able to save and load and share your level design. And hopefully someone will come up with interesting and challenging levels for other people to play. That's the goal right now. So I like pointing and clicking in terms of the level editor. See what you get, or you get what you see. Let me try adding a few more bricks. Another thing that I haven't added yet is right now I'm just assuming that there is close to 0% chance that the runner collider is going to overlap with a brick. But let's say you happen to have, you spawn the runner right at where a brick is, and you start the game with the two elements overlapping. So those kind of edge cases, I don't have code for. And even though I'm pretty confident that the colliders are not going to overlap, you still need something to fall back to just in case something unexpected happens. So a lot of things need to be added. So usually game dev takes time. But right now I'm just enjoying putting bricks in and being able to interact with it, interact with the level. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any questions, you can reach me. I have all the links below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.